Hi, my name is Garrett. Today we will be showing you how to install an outside above header mount roll screen. An outside above header mount roll screen is when the housing is on the face of the header and your tracks are just left and right of the opening. When your unit or units arrive, you'll receive 3 packages per unit. Your housing with the roll tube and roll screen inside, your tracks including angle if ordered with your tracks, the remote also in that packaging, and your bottom bar. Before starting your install, you want to verify your measurements. This is an outside above header mount, so this housing should be exactly 5 inches larger than the opening. With the help of an assistant, you're going to take your measurement and confirm. The opening is 132 inches, so our housing is 137 inches. Once you have verified your measurements, you will then carefully remove everything from the packaging. Once you have removed everything from the packaging, you will then use a T25 torque bit to take the screws out here, here, and here, and remove the cover from the housing. Now that you have taken the housing cover off, you are then going to remove the motor clip. Next, you are then going to remove the roll tube from the housing. Now that you have successfully removed the roll tube, you will then replace the clip on the motor locking plate. Before installing your housing, you will want to pre-drill holes with a 1/4 inch aluminum bit here, here, in line here and here, and here and here. Once you are ready to install the housing, you will first mark the center line on the housing, and mark the center line of your opening, and line those up when you install the housing. Next, you will level the housing and mark your holes. With the help of an assistant, you can now install the housing. Since the outlet is being installed out here in the soffit, and this left side is our motor side, we want to use a 1/2 inch aluminum bit to create the hole for the cord. Now that you have the housing securely mounted, you are ready to install the roll tube. First, you want to bring the cord through the hole we made earlier and make sure that the cord is in the motor channel properly, and install the idler in first. And when you hear that click, you know that the motor side is securely fastened. Now that your roll tube is installed to the housing, you can then start the electrical. You want to start with the grommet first, place it on your cord, and feed it into your opening. Next, you will take your plug, splice your wiring, feed the cord through the plug, and connect to the appropriate parts. And now that electrical has been completed, you can now wake the motor up and set your temporary limits. Plug your unit in, tap up and down to wake the motor up. Check your direction, and if it is opposite of what you are doing, you are going to hold down the My button until the unit jogs. This changes the direction. You will then bring the unit all the way down to your temporary lower limit. Stop the unit by hitting My. And to set your lower limit, you are going to press up and My at the same time and hold it until it jogs. Then you will bring the unit all the way up to your temporary upper limit. Stop it, press My and down at the same time, and then stop your unit halfway. Press and hold the My button till it jogs, and then press the program button on the back, and the unit will jog again. Your temporary limits are now set. With your temporary limits now set, you will then bring the screen down to waist level so that you can install your bottom bar. Once you're ready to install the bottom bar, remove the tape, and this will give you access to the flag and the probes. To install the bottom bar, you will then take this tab, lift and tuck it behind the zipper, take the chase inside the bottom bar, run the zipper through it, and slide the bottom bar on. To attach your probe to the flag, you will first remove the temporary flag, line up your probe with the proper part of the flag. Secure. And cut the excess even with the bottom part of the aluminum on your bottom bar. And repeat on the other side. Next, you want to get your left and right side measurements for your tracks. Your measurements will be from the ground to the bottom of the housing. Before cutting your tracks, you want to identify the top and bottom of both your left and right hand side tracks. This funnel identifies the top of the track that receives the screen when you install them. The bottom of the tracks are always going to be flat. Make sure you are always making your cuts on this end. We have identified that our right hand side track is 92 5/8 inches long. We will put our tape measure here, go to the other end, and mark at 92 5/8. Once you're ready to cut your track, be sure you're always cutting on the back side of your track. That way, any damage or scuffs left by the saw are not visible or seen during installation. With your screen at its temporary upper limit, you are then going to angle your track, insert the side of the screen, and bring it to the top. With the help of an assistant, you will then bring the screen down to its temporary lowest limit to support the tracks when you anchor them. When installing your tracks, you want to first fasten your top screw, level the track, and then mount your bottom one. Once you have finished your first track, you will then go to the opposite side, adjust to the appropriate tension, and fasten the top of your track. Next, you'll want to test the functionality of the screen. You will first bring it up to make sure that it goes up properly, and then you will bring it down to make sure it goes down properly as well. If the screen functions properly, you can then proceed to install the remaining fasteners in your tracks. Install track covers by firmly pressing against them and starting at the top with a rubber mallet and gently going down, maintaining pressure until your track is securely fastened. Now you are ready to reinstall your housing cover with the help of an assistant. Now you are ready to set and adjust your final limits. To set the top, first we are going to bring it up to its uppermost temporary limit. Press and hold up and down at the same time until the unit jogs. Adjust it to where you want it to be finally, and press and hold my until it jogs again. Now you've set your upper limit. To set the bottom, we're going to bring the screen down, now to adjust your bottom limit, you will then bring it to its temporary lowest limit, hold and press up and down at the same time. The unit will jog. Adjust to your final bottom limit. And press and hold my till it jogs again. Now your limits are set and your screen is complete.